What is up? What's going on? Johnny here. Wanted to just shoot a video today, really just talking about just everything going on in life in general and give you guys some motivation. Wrapping up the week. I won't even say wrapping up the week. There's a lot going on in the economy. The government is still shut down, number one. Massive layoffs across the board. I think UPS is laying off, was it 30? What was it? I think we may have been over 40,000 people. UPS laying off a lot of people. Amazon just came out. They're laying off up to 30,000 folks on the corporate side of Amazon. So just a lot of people impacted. Of course, I think there's going to be more rifts on the government side before we get a budget passed and the government opens back up. And so it's just a lot of uncertainty that's happening across the board, and we have to take it serious before we get the pink slip. Before we let go, we got to understand what do we need to be doing on the individual level to be in a position where we can provide for our families. And we got to take this serious across the board. And that's one of the things that I'm extremely optimistic in just how we're going to go forward and what the future looks like, despite all the challenges. Because AI is coming out, the robotics. There are a lot of changes happening. I was just speaking earlier this week that a lot of times kids that are going into the university or going off to college right now, you literally could be walking into a position where you're starting a career path, going to college, and by the time you graduate in 4 years or 5 years, and that career field doesn't even exist anymore. Like, that's how disruptive this AI technology is across the board, and we still don't know exactly how it's going to play out and what portion of industry is going to be impacted. And so we have to remain flexible. We have to be diverse in our skill set, what we focus on learning, as well as how can we help one another and be a great human. And I think that's really coming down to it. Back in the day, I can remember my parents just talking about how growing up, like if one person had something, like they all had something, like they all had food to eat, and there was a real true sense of community. And I think we're gonna have to get back there, because where we are in society right now, there are gonna be a lot of people paying these layoffs in a job market where a lot of people are cutting. That means there are not a lot of people hiring. And so it's going to be, people are going to be going through spells where they might have to be underemployed, and just a lot going on. And so operate with kindness, with love, with everything that you're doing. I don't wish that on anybody with the government shutdown, not celebrating anybody's demise or, pain. And so with that, just a lot going on. So you got to stay flexible. On my end, I'm literally just coming from the test center, just passed my Series 22, where I can officially sell direct participation programs, so oil and gas, institutional funds, buying real estate, self-storage, as well as private equity, private credit offerings as well too, that I can offer to a credit investor. So I'm super excited. Talk about pressure. Like, government shut down, so I didn't even get my last check. My lead that I sold back to the government, still ain't seen that money going through. But understanding, it's like, okay, we got to get some revenue going, coming in. And so there's a lot of pressure just to get this test done. This is my fourth exam I had to take with everything. So getting the life and health insurance exam out the way, had to do the security investment essentials exam, the SIE, got that done. Got the Series 63, the law exam for security, so I can operate in the state of Virginia. And then now the Series 22 with the direct participation programs, and having that done. And so a lot of pressure just to go ahead and get that accomplished, where I can start selling, and especially before we get to the end of the year, because if you don't pass, you have to wait 30 days before you can retake the test. And so one of the goals was really to get going and working with accredited investors that can take advantage of some of these opportunities that we have with placing capital before the end of the year. So super excited. The Lord is good. It was definitely a blessing, just the preparation going into it, and I definitely couldn't do it without the good Lord above. So going that route is really good. Family's doing well. Kids just wrapped up their quarter. That was good. And yeah, we're just rocking and rolling and really building into this next level with everything that we have going. So just super excited about that and about life. Just because going through the last few days, definitely make you count your blessings. Just definitely count your blessings. Just because with the job loss and people not understanding where their next paycheck is going to be coming from. A lot of people dependent, I think, what is the number, like 40 million Americans are dependent on SNAP or, assistance with food that won't be receiving that assistance across the board. That's a lot of people, y'all. That's like, what, almost 15% of Americans receiving those benefits that for food. That's why, it's extremely a good time to count your blessings and be thankful and grateful and understand just the abundance. And so our pastor is going through and talking about biblical wealth. And that's been a great series he just kicked off this past Sunday. And it just really helping people see wealth from God's perspective. And that's one of the things that I'm extremely passionate about. My second book, I'll go ahead and put it out there. My second book that's coming out, the Financial Security Blueprint, and it's a cross section between building life income, being able to build financial security, and then leaving a legacy. And so it's really biblically based and bringing that together, those biblical principles on how to build wealth and how to be the blessing. Because the Bible says you're a blessing when you can leave an inheritance to your kids. And just the concept of work and the impact of work and how you can build wealth. And so really just really unpacking that and sharing that and being a blessing. So make sure you guys stay tapped in. I'm super excited. You got to take action. You got to take action. You got to become an investor with all this AI technology and everything. These companies that are investing on that side, that they're building wealth for their shareholders. So we have to learn how to become investors, how to become shareholders with all of this, buy up our own assets, and that is how we will create wealth and build generational wealth. And I'm excited. I'm excited about the future. That's one of the reasons I went into alternative investments, just with all the nuances and capabilities that's coming online. Like, to get into the alts right now, you still need somebody to place it. You need a human being to talk to go into these direct participation programs and all the paperwork and legalities. And that side is not readily available online on a securities platform where you can go on a Robinhood app or your brokerage account and just buy these securities participation programs. So that was one of the great things that really brought me into the this space and leading this charge. But also that working directly with accredited investors that have the capital. So I'm excited about that, what's going on, what the Lord's doing in my life, and the impact that He's allowed me to have in other people's lives. So make sure you guys tap in. With REI Genius, we just launched our brand to business program where we're helping individuals build their brand on social media, online, and helping with their marketing for their business. So if you're a service-based business, we'd love to have a conversation on how my team can help serve you and grow your brand in this season, because branding is going to be paramount. Because a lot of times you may have to create your own job, create your own economy, because you may not be able to go out here and get hired for somebody else's job. And so being able to learn how to build a brand is going to be critical in this new economy and just going forward. So I just wanted to tap in with you guys, share the great news, passing my Series 22 exam, encourage you despite all the negative news that's going on. Let's still operate in love, not fear, and see how we can be a great steward, a great ambassador for the Lord. We're helping others going through these different challenging times. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Let's go. Let's make some equity happen together.